Hi guys, Aaron here and welcome to the workshop. Today I'm going to address a couple of questions that I quite commonly get and aren't related to any specific subject. So let's start with the first one. This is quite common. What is my job? Well, the simple answer to that is I don't have any job as such. I have different sources of income. This YouTube channel included, and mainly it's about working on bikes, selling bike parts and doing service. So that's what I do for a living. Then the second one, and it's not really a question, but sometimes I get comments like this, is I bet you're not buying all this cycling equipment at full retail price. And yeah, of course not. I'm a bike dealer. I'm a dealer for different brands, Envy, SRAM, Cork, and a couple of other ones, but these most notably. So yeah, I don't buy things at retail, and this way I can have much more stuff for myself, which I can test and present to you. That's the first thing. And the second thing, it would be quite hard to run a business without or dealer pricing, particularly if you consider the now ever-present very cheap and very low margin e-shops. So yeah, this is how it is, no retail prices. And lately, as my channel is growing, I have also managed to get a couple of sponsors. So yes, I get some stuff for free, although no one pays me to use their stuff yet. So yeah, I think this sums up this question. Then thirdly, training. What do I train? How do I train? You can see all of my Strava data in there. If it will be helpful to you or not, I don't know. For some people, the training I do will be way too little. For someone, it will be impossible to do as much. So really, it depends. I've started a series where I'm going to talk about my training and what I think you should know about training. But I'm no professional or no expert coach, etc. So these are just my observations. Then the following question is regarding my other social accounts. So sometimes I post some parts or new bits I have here before YouTube, and quite often a lot of people ask if I'm going to make a video about it. Well, yeah, if I post something, you can be pretty damn sure I will, because as I said, it's an income source for me, and it will be a bit of a wasted opportunity to not show you something that could potentially be interesting. So if I post something new, then yeah, you can be pretty sure I'm going to post a video about it quite soon. Then I think related to, again, some other posts, customer bikes and videos that where bikes of my customers are featured. At least one person, no matter where I post this, is going to ask if it is my bike. No, if I explicitly say that it's a customer bike, it's not my bike. It's that simple. The bikes I own as my own are the road bike, the Trek Madon, a time trial bike, that's a speed concept, and the S-Works Epic is my mountain bike, and most lately I have two Trek Boons for cyclocross. These 5 are my bikes, and if I were to get a new bike, you'll be pretty damn sure to know about it on the channel. Yeah, going further in the topic of bikes, a lot of times I get sort of these unspecified questions which I can't really answer. And it's not because I'm trying to pick on someone, but you know, when someone asks which wheel set do I use, I have 6, 7 wheel sets, what bike, which crank length I use, on which bike, these are all different bikes for different disciplines. You have to be specific if you want some meaningful answer. And same for every component basically. Then regarding stuff I've never used, sometimes I get asked that, what do you think about XYZ products? I can only give you a reasonable and reliable answer to that if I would have used such product. And even if I use, or I seemingly use quite a lot of them, I cannot possibly try all and everything. So yeah, based on specs I can give you some insight, but that's it. It doesn't have to be right or correct or objective in any way. Then another type of question I often get is, when am I going to upgrade a bike or change a bike or a component, etc. Or am I going to get something new that's been announced? I can't really tell you for sure. When I change something, a wheel set for example, it's because I find a good buyer for my current one, so I don't lose any money on it, and from that sum I can get some new ones. So this way I can generate basically more content and have some newer stuff without actually investing anything. So this is the ideal case basically, and same goes for the bikes or basically every single component, because that's just the way that makes most sense to me. And regarding the bikes themselves, I don't really like to change them too often, because I tend to get to the right one for the first time, based on some informed decisions, and yeah, I like to just wear stuff out, and changing a bike is completely rebuilding another one, selling off all the parts, getting a different frame set. That's not as easy as changing a wheel set, and it's time consuming, so I don't really do that too often. Then another question I get quite often is regarding my fitness. So because some people, or most people I would say, when they look at my bikes, they think that I'm just kind of a poser, and I'm not too fit. Well, that's relative, depending on your point of view. I might be super fit or super slow. So yeah, my threshold power, that's also a thing that many of you ask about, is, according to my latest test, 313 watts. So this is the actual threshold number, not the 20-minute number. And my weight, I don't know, the last time I weighed myself, and that was a year and a half ago, I must say. I was 61 kilos back then, and I had 10% body fat, and I can tell, from my face and my legs and how how my vascularity has changed, that I've lost some weight since then, and lost some body fat, possibly a kilo or so. So that equates to 5 point something watts per kilo. A lot of people like to ask me about, that's regarding the sizing of my bikes. So how tall I am, what's my weight. So as discussed, my weight is something 59, 60 kilos, not exact, and my height is 172 centimeters. My saddle height is 71.5, mainly with off-road pedals, that it's more like 72 on the cross bikes and the mountain bike. So those are my measurements. Yeah, so these are all the common questions that I can think of and I usually get, so hopefully this clears it up. If you want to know more about the actual setup of my bikes and the products that I try and use, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. If you want to follow my training, then follow my Strava account. If you want to see pictures from my races and some other stuff as well, then check out my Instagram account. It's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.